why don't we start with, give us your, let's start with a little bit of background on yourself, first of all. And your family of birth and all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
So, you grew up as your maiden name was?
My maiden name is Zencheshin. My father was from Ilavta, just outside of Ternopil, I believe. Ternopil? Yeah, 35 miles south, I think. And he came in 1926, and his sister Vadvada lived in Brandon. She sponsored him. He had a brother also in Olha, Manitoba, which is just north of Brandon. And he came to Canada and went there. And he worked on the farm, and then he met some Znakami from his Salah, and they got him a job with the CPR. So he was a section man with the CPR. He met my mother in Olha. She was born in Canada. My mom was a Canadian. And it was interesting, when they got married, she had to give up her Canadian citizenship.
Why?
Because she married an immigrant.
That's weird.
Isn't that crazy?
That's weird.
Yeah, I don't have any papers to show, but she always said, isn't that weird?
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, you never know. All kinds of things were going on.
So they met there in, her family had a farm close to Bill's and Sheshin's, my dad's brother. And they met, and they had a corner. The road went straight up from Oakland. It was a T, and Olho was right there. They called it the Sweethearts Corner because the store and the church were over there, and the farms were over here.
Yeah.
So the young people would meet.
Meet in the city.
Yeah, which was kind of cool. It was neat. So then Daddy worked in Grand Coulee, and Mom came with him. And then my brother was born in 34 in Olha, Manitoba. Lasha was born, my sister Lasha was born in Regina in 1938, and I was born in Drake, Saskatchewan, where Daddy went to work for the CPR in 39.
39.
Yeah.
So what was it, just did section work or?
Section, he was the jigger.
Oh yeah.
He did that.
In Ukraine, how old was he?
Well, in Ukraine, it was interesting. He, I think he got to grade 4? And then you had to be a member of the Polish army for 3 years.
Yeah.
So he went and was in the army, and they had him in the army food store. And so that's where he learned about
So what year was your dad born?
Daddy was born in 1902.
02.
Came to Canada in 1926, yeah. Mom was born in 1911.
So she was.
So she was a bit younger than him. So, but he worked at this cooperative building, and then when he went back to Ukraine, to his home, they hired him there, and he was working there in the Ukrainian co-op that was there.
Muscle use or whatever they call it at that time. Yeah.
So that was his opening to
business kind of stuff.
And he came to Canada, of course, and got married, and we were in Grand Coulee. Then we were in Grand Coulee. Took us just a minute. Yeah, Grand Coulee. Then he would have gone to Grenfell. No, sorry, Drake.
Drake.
Yeah. And then Regina, Grenfell, and then Regina. We were in Grenfell for about 4 years. So I think in 44 we went to Grenfell. 48 we came to Regina.
So that's basically when you started your.
And what he did, I don't have all the information on ERs, but he was he had quite an entrepreneurial skill. Our building where I grew up in Quebec, in 11 Quebec Confectionery, he bought that and he rented it out that was the first Ukrainian co-op.
Oh.
That was there. So he rented it out, and then the co-op built on Winnipeg Street, and somebody else rented. Then we came to Regina in 48.
So he had already invested stuff before.
He was always investing.
Before he actually moved permanently to Regina.
Yeah. So when we came, he opened up Quebec Confectionery. He worked on the railroad, and Mom and us kids, Mom ran the store mostly, but when we'd come home from school, we would go and work in the store, and she could do the family stuff because our kitchen was right off the store, and the living quarters were right. Yes, it was cool. Yeah, so that's how I grew up, was just basically running in and out to the store and going to school, up to Thompson School and up to Balfour Tech. And you'd walk back and forth every day at noon even. You didn't.
For lunch.
And all the way you did, 5 minutes at home or whatever, you know.
What did so when you were living in Drake or Grenfell, did you relate to this Hromada already?
Daddy always wanted to get where the Ukrainians were. And that was his stepping stone. Drake, he actually had the Drake Hotel and Cafe. He had a little business going there.
Is that right?
Yeah, yeah.
In addition to working
in
on...
addition to working on the railroad, Mom looked after that as well as us. And so, yeah, that was his ulterior motive, was to get to Regina to be with the Ukrainian people. That was his dream. Yeah, so we did that. Yeah, he did that.
So what... So you were born in Regina?
I was born in Drake.
Or in Drake?
In a house. I wasn't even in a hospital.
Oh, so you were delivered, home delivered?
I was home delivery. Boris was home delivery in Olha, and Lasha was in the hospital, General Hospital.
Interesting.
Yeah, because Patrolix from Dad's Solo lived here, so Mom came here and stayed with him till she was ready to go and give birth for Lasha. Yeah.
So you, Zincheshin and Patriliuks came from the same village in...
Kashowskis, the whole group of them.
There's a whole group of them.
Actually, Daddy has a picture. I have a picture. It's a whole mural of his village. I don't know if you've ever seen it. I should have brought it. But it's all, and he's got all the streets. He's got where the gardens are. He's got where the, what's the bar called? The
Korpus.
Koshma. He's got where that. He's got where the liquor factory was. He's got it all drawn out. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, at some point it would
I'll
be
have
good
to
for
get
us to...
that.
Yeah.
But
So we
Kashowskis, Patrolix, well, not the offsprings, but their relatives too. Yeah, that whole group came to here. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
What? So all your schooling was basically in Regina then.
My schooling. I was until grade 3 in Grenfell.
In Grenfell.
Yeah.
And then.
Came to Regina. I started grade 3.
Any memories in terms of your acceptance in the community? Because obviously Grenfell was not a Ukrainian community.
No. There was a Ukrainian Catholic church there.
There was, eh?
There was, and it's still there. And actually, we did go to church there. I was always upset because I was too young to go to catechism in the summer. My sister could go and I couldn't because I was too young. So yeah, but there was a church. We did go to church. We went to the Catholic church there.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. So you came in 26 and basically then spent the next just about 20 years outside of Regina, and then finally moved here.
Yeah.
Just skipping over, what year did your dad retire?
Oh, jeepers, I don't remember.
Did he work at the railway till the very end?
Yeah, he worked for 40 years. The interesting thing I just thought of now when you said when he went from Raymond's christening was in 1927. Raymond was born in 27. My dad was in Regina. There must have been a service someplace, I don't know where, but Raymond's parents invited my dad to his christening. And Raymond, of course, is my husband. So Raymond, Daddy was at his christening.
Interesting.
So there were things happening in Regina. That would have been in 27. Yeah.
Yeah, well, no, there were, because the parish officially started in 24. So
I don't know, but they, how they used to invite people. Yeah.
Okay. So you would have moved here already when you were what, 8?
48. So I was about 8. I would say.
8, 9.
Yeah, 8, 9. Yeah.
Do you have any early memories of moving, of that whole experience?
I don't have any memories of us moving, how we got here, because we never had a vehicle.
You never had a vehicle?
No, Daddy never drove. It was always train, or somebody would come and pick us up. And my Uncle John, Mom's brother, would come from Saskatoon. Maybe they helped. I don't remember anything about me.
And your father never drove through all his whole life?
Never.
He never had a car license?
Never. No.
Interesting.
Yeah. My mom could have driven, but she didn't.
Well, she wasn't going to upset her husband.
That's why. You said it. That's exactly why.
But interesting, that progressive as he was and business oriented, that he wouldn't have.
Yeah. And Mom tells the story when she was young. She, her mother was ill, so she used to have to. She'd take the buggy with the horses. There was a lake, and she'd have to go across it, and sometimes it was dangerous.
The buggy would ride.
But that's how she'd get across to go to the church to get the wine for blessing for her mom. Then she'd bring it back to the homestead. Yeah, interesting things like that. Yeah.
So, what are some of your first memories of the Regina community? What it was primarily school experience.
School experience. I was in grade 3, and. I had no problem adapting to that. That was fine. With the Ukrainian community, I remember we went to St. Michael's Church, and we would walk, of course, because I don't think streetcars went on. And it was the old streetcars with the, you know, the rails.
Yeah.
And we'd go walk to the church, and I remember going there for the church. And I also remember Daddy, they always had meetings in our house because we were close to the hall, so they'd come sometimes there. And I remember when they had the meeting to bring Father Financial from St. Michael's Church to our church, and I remember
Initially, was it Financial?
he came to St. Michael's. Yeah, and I remember we were, of course, supposed to be going to sleep, but dining room.
So
was
this
off.
would have been late 40s already.
It would have been the late 40s, yeah. So I remember them having that meeting and hearing the men talk about bringing attached financial. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So he came, and but as recollection from youth, well, I remember there was a march from the church someplace. There was some Ukrainian. We did a march. There's pictures. So without it, was it 50? There was a march. There was something that happened. Some places documented. Yeah, it might be in the book.
So when did you actively then? Did your parents begin to attend this church? Like what? How did, because they were also at St. Michael's, and how did that transition happen?
At the community, I think basically yours, what it was is the people that lived in Ukraine and the Sola, where my dad was from, they came to this church. The others would.
So he was drawn into this community.
So he was drawn into this community, I would say, because that's where Patrick's and Koszulskis were. And,
right from the outside.
Solonenko, that was the other family they were. Solonenko, yeah. So I would say that's how he was drawn in, and he was always in touch with the Ukrainian community because he went to Uno Hall, you know, UNF, and he was always there. He was always wherever Ukrainian було він там, you know, yeah. So it was interesting.
What what are some of your earliest memories of actually attending the
churches?
It would have been on Quebec Street at that time.
It would have been Winnipeg Street.
Or Winnipeg, pardon me.
The hall was on Quebec, yeah. Yeah, 18 block Winnipeg. Yeah, we're 17, 18, yeah. Winnipeg. The church was small. It was beautiful. I remember Easter was always beautiful because we were outside at 6 o'clock in the morning. And it was always, and then the priest would do the outlying area. He'd have services and then come.
Back.
Yeah, I come back and do the service here. The church was good. The choir was upstairs. I remember they had like it was such a community-oriented parish because if there wasn't a choir director, some of the younger women that were brought up in the parish, like Raymond's sister Nan directed the choir a bit. My sister-in-law Anne Sonia directed the choir a bit, and then it went through the other choir members. When we had to go upstairs to the choir, but I would say basically it was more of a choir-oriented parish than
from the earliest years.
Yeah, from the earliest, yeah. And for youth, I'm just trying to think, what can I really remember from?
Was SUMC active at all?
Always. Do you know, our life was, you lived Ukrainian. That's what we lived. You went to school, you participated in whatever, but you always lived. You came home. There was always something to do at the hall or the church or
something.
You know, and the church and the hall were a block apart, and you were always. As kids in high school, we would come home and go in the store a bit, and then we'd go to the hall because they had a bowling banquet. That's how the women made money by at the end of the season for the bowlers. They would come in and
feed them.
And they would, so that was another way they made money. We had bazaars. There were always bazaars, church bazaars. The bingo was just at the bazaar. There was no separate bingo at that time. But as kids, you're like, say, at Easter time, everybody all got dressed up and they did the Easter thing and just went to church, and it was just you lived Ukrainian the whole time. Even if you were in Canada, it was, yeah. We did always plays. I remember I think it's just when we came to Regina, my Ukrainian must have been good because Mrs. Lozowchuk was in a play. And somebody else, and it was about the war, of course. And I was the little girl in it, and I had to learn pages and pages of the script. And my dad sat there, and Sonia, Timushi's tugs her bed. Okay. But I remember we did plays, And then there was an older Sump and a younger Sump, but the Sumkiuchi, the older members, were so good to us. They always took us wherever they went. They had, if they went to Moosdorfer plays, we'd go and stand in the booth and collect money or something, or we'd do something.
They
But they
involved you somehow.
always, you went caroling as a young kid. We walked the streets to go caroling. We didn't drive because the community was just
Everybody
in our
lived
area.
around here,
Yeah, and you just walked. And like your whole Sunday was spent church, and then you go for practice, and then you'd have a concert, and there was just everything. Mother's Day, whatever. There was always, you were always practicing for some concert. You could dance at this time, you couldn't dance at that time, but you can say declamations at this time, and on and off, you know. So it was totally Ukrainian oriented, yeah. Yeah, it was
Well,
good.
it was a live
It was
community.
the- it
Well,
was the way it was,
I
yeah.
assume too, because then you would have had the post-war immigration all of a sudden coming in of new
Yeah.
new
Yeah.
people, so to
Yeah.
speak, into the community, like we're experiencing now.
Oh, yes. Yeah, yeah,
Another
Another wave.
Yeah,
Yeah.
another wave.
exactly.
What? So obviously you're highlighting the fact that there was a whole community life, and everybody's life was sort of focused around that. How did your family or your dad participate in politics or in other kinds of activities in the community, other community, non-Ukrainian community?
No.
He would restricted himself
He
to
restricted himself strictly Ukrainian.
Ukrainian
To
further.
Sabul, yeah. Yeah, between UNF and ours, and yeah.
What was the historically? What was the relationship between, say St. Michael's and this community?
You know, I think there was some mixture because their thinking was a little bit different. They came from a different thinking. But we
No.
knew quite a few people that went
But some of
there.
them came over, you know.
They came over, but they were just, I can't really say what, but it was different. It was different. They kind of, the two parishes, I don't think really got along because there was a friction for some reason. There was some kind of Ukrainian friction. I don't know if it was politics or what, but there was a friction. Yeah.
From the early years, yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know.
But some of the people came over because, like for instance, Eli and Rose Zalewski's are an
Yes.
example of I know that had come over.
They had, that's right. Some, were they more of a different region in Ukraine? I don't know.
Well, they would have been from Bukovina.
Yeah.
They even call it the Bukovitsk.
Right, they did.
So it could have been a different historical sort of orientation.
I know there
experience.
was a difference, and if you were in ours, well, of course we accepted ours, right? They were ours.
Whoever.
Whoever.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you went, but they still did carry on, but I don't think it was just a different group. I don't know, if my dad or my brother was here, they could tell you what it would be, but I honestly can't. Daddy never talked to us a lot, of the girls, Lash and me. He talked to Boris all the time. We don't know a lot of the stuff. He basically, I don't know why it was, but he just told Boris everything. And
Well, he used them as his
yeah,
confidant.
it was just the way it was then.
Yeah.
Women were women, right? Whatever. But they just, so there's a lot I don't know that I wish I had. Like Boris and I were always going to get together and we never did. Because there's always next time because something happens, right?
Well, no, yeah, that's right.
But
That's
life
right.
gets
That's
in the
right.
way, yeah. But for the parent, I went to Ukrainian school at UNF Hall. We did Sunday school here. So there was it was an active community, and then choir practice.
So, there were but a time when before there was because Ferencio, I understand, was a full-time priest here.
Yes, that's my understanding. Yeah.
So before that, you would probably have a service every month.
We went to McDonald, but I don't recall.
Yeah.
I just remember us walking to McDonald Church.
Yeah.
St. Michael's, I
Yeah.
guess it was. Yeah.
So they were, but once even here, it'll be still.
And I don't remember Yars if they brought him in from the States or if he came right from Ukraine.
Who was St. Michael's?
Financial.
Well, he probably came with the
Because
immigration.
they were more, that was the other,
American
the American. They
jurisdiction.
came from, that church was the American, that's what it was. I believe that's what it was when it came here.
Mm-hmm. What was the feeling generally of the community vis-a-vis the rest of Regina? Like, I mean, what was the nature of the relationship, if you could?
With the
Well, I'm saying,
English community.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
mean?
yeah, non-Ukrainians.
You know, in those days, everybody accepted you for what you were, and everybody kind of stayed in their own
Little groups.
you know, little groups. The younger people ventured out more, but the older people, I don't think,
Is
did.
that-
Yeah, I think they kind of stayed amongst themselves. Like, as a child, I remember Sundays would come and we'd always go to one of the parishioners. They would take turns having dinners, you know. And, but I think it was always involved within, we were always just involved
Within the
with
community
Yeah,
itself.
when you went to high school, public school, of course, you did what you did there, but still you came back. It was always your time after hours was always Ukrainian. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So you would have basically grown up, or in your younger years, with people like the late Patrolux.
Oh, yes, yeah.
That would have been.
Yeah. My mom and dad were, Oline and Alex, when they got married, they were witnesses for them.
Oh yeah.
And there's in the past, there's a far family relationship with the Patrick family. Yeah.
Way back when.
Way back.
Someplace.
Yeah.
Someplace
Yeah.
long way.
Yeah.
Did your parents keep contact? Like, for instance, your mother was the Olha area and the family
Always,
there?
every summer we went there.
Is that right?
We'd spend every summer there. Mom would look after the store, and we'd get on the train and go to Brandon. They'd come and pick us up.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Every summer, Lash and I went out there. Yeah.
So you, in addition to that, your father and I guess your family would have had free passes, eh?
Yes, we did free passes.
That's one of the
That was our
benefits
transfer. Yeah, that was a benefit.
of the working for
It
the
was.
CN
Yeah, CP.
or CP.
Yeah.
It was CP here, I guess.
CP. Yeah.
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 The,
Yeah. We did. That was. a
so
benefit.
when did you start participating in the choir here? Like when?
I would say they always had us young kids go up when we were. Even if we didn't like, we'd always go up there because that's where they took us.
and then it just sort of.
And you just melded in, yeah. They didn't expect much from us, I don't think, but they always took us with them. It was just great. I really respect the way they're the ones that took us every place. Our parents couldn't. My mom and dad were busy in the store, and and other people too were out working. Everybody was just working, but the older ones like Oline and Alec and Annie and my brother and Cernix, a whole bunch of we were just part of them. You'd go caroling, you'd end up at the hall after until
wrap up.
Yeah, for wrap up, and you were still kids. But they just it was just a really comfortable way of being brought up.
Interesting.
Yeah, very respectful of youth. Yeah, it's good.
What? So, do you have any memories of some of the directors, the early directors at that time?
Well, my sister-in-law, Aunt Sanyuk, was very strong. She, when she was young, I think Shnihura, you might have heard of him. He was a choir master, I believe. He was in one of these pictures, I think.
Worked with Ono, you mean?
Do you want to know the people?
If you can identify some of them.
Okay, so this is a choir, the Ukrainian National Choir from March in 1946. It's taken at the UNF Hall on St. John Street. Some of the choir members are, let's see, there's, I believe this might have been Shnihura, but Annie always spoke of him. He taught them a lot of the Ukrainian, the plays, how to do and how to dance and all of
he
the
was kind of a
diplomatic.
cultural
He was a
director.
cultural director in the city. So I'm not sure if he was just UNF or ours, but I believe that's him, because that's the same man there. I think that's it. And this is Mr. Fedushik, that's Vera's dad.
Oh yeah.
Vera's dad. And this is Mr. Segal, Mrs. Tatarin, Mrs. Korpus, she's our church member. This looks like a Prima. This is Mrs. Dadik, that's Olga Prima. Raymond's sister Nan. There's Carolyn Manyuk, which is Carolyn Stella Helinsky's sister, Carolyn Shiplak. This is Mrs. Halapats, Raymond's mother, Olga. Mrs. Mudri, I can't remember. And this is, I can't remember her name. Anyhow, the man, this is Mr. Boyachik, Mr. Mudri. He was our jock, one of our jocks.
For a long time.
Yeah, and Mr. Halapats. That looks, I'm not sure if that's Walter Shiplak, Mr. Korpin. Oh, that's Raymond. And that's, Tatanich, that's who that is, Walter Tatanich. And there's Mr. Dadik. And that's the ones I know. That might be Alec Patrick. Looks like him.
Mhm.
So that was the National Choir in March of 64.
Or 60,
46.
46.
Is Manala
Dyslexic, eh?
dyslexic. Interesting. And this is a choir. Korpus, Regina, Saskatchewan, vid Pervodom Ivana Snihure. So that is him.
But you don't,
Rig 1947.
oh, so it's 3 years
So,
later than that.
yeah.
No, a year later than that.
A year. Okay, and here we have Mrs. Korpin again, Mrs. Tatanich, Mrs. Dadik, Raymond's sister Nan, Nadja, Shnihura, don't remember her name, Mrs. Halapatz, Raymond's mom, Olga, Mildred Lozowchuk, Stella Johnson, that's my sister-in-law's sister, Mrs. No, is it Mudri? Oh, I can't remember. Sorry. Aggie Korpin, Ollie Korpin, Harry Luciu, Olga Prima, Philip Shiplak, Harry Mandrick, oh, Barney Rechler. Rechlers were from the St. Michael's
St.
Church,
Michael's,
yeah. Stella, Steffi Chalak. Oh, there's my sister-in-law, and Sinyuk Zincheshin. Ann Fellinger, remember Ann Fellinger?
Oh, sure.
Boris Korpin, Raymond, my husband, Bill Patrick, no, Alec Patrick, and Tom Palega, there's Mr. Fiducigan, Mr. Segal, Walter Shiplak, Donnie Korpus, Mr. Dadik, and Mr. Oneshko.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's that one. That's before my time. Yeah. So I don't know what this one is. There's that Wally Tatanich. This is Wally Tatanich was an adult there, and here he's a child. I recognize Wally Tatanich, and
So this
So
must have
I'm
been
not-
like probably mid-20s or something.
yeah, this is where there's Nikki Buchkowski and Mrs. Gregory's daughter Doreen Ortinsky is here. Doreen used to, when she did Ukrainian dancing, she'd always be the boy because they didn't have enough boys. I've got some pictures of that. Yeah. There's Mary Uzik. I should have, there's Mrs. Tatanich again, Mrs. Korpin. Oh, this is Daisy Omachuk. Mr. Oh, he's so familiar. Can't remember. Yeah, Mr. Gregory, and then Damchik. Damchik was our first Ukrainian policeman here.
Oh,
That was Mr. Damchik and Mr. Marchuk. Yeah.
so he's actually,
He was-
did a whole career in the,
Yeah.
in the Regina Police?
Yeah. He wore a big buffalo coat. Yeah. He was quite strong. He was quite instrumental in our church being
Yeah.
built here, from what I remember at that meeting. They had the meeting at the hall on...
Якого року це фотографія?
Там на
То 20-ті,
написано, я не
десь
знаю.
20-ті порівняно, що тут,
Because the, yeah.
там хлопець, а тут вже чоловік.
So what I recall, yours, and you know, but it's what I recall. I'm not sure, but Demchuk, when they had the voting at the Quebec Hall to put our church here, Olenek was the contractor and architect. He's the one that built it. Peter Olenek, right? There was a choice of on 17th Avenue by the creek.
Oh, yeah.
Building the church there
By-
or here.
Close to the Greek, where the Greeks are in
Yeah,
that area.
no, closer
that's
to
it.
the creek, it would have been flooded actually, and that's why Damchuk. So anyhow, Damchuk came and he put up a big, I remember as a kid being at that meeting, and he put up quite a defense not to build the church there because of the creek overflowing. And that's why our church was decided here, because all the people lived in the area
well, yeah,
here,
it would have made
and they
sense.
would come. Whereas if it would have been out there, today it would be all right, but in the...
In those early days.
So he was the one that actually, I think, swayed the vote. Yeah, I remember him and Mr. Corbin had a bit of a discussion.
Well,
Yeah, so it was interesting, yeah.
what, okay, so you, so we've sort of covered the early years of the, and so basically there were like choir practices, would you have
Oh,
weekly or periodically?
Friday nights we would have choir practices.
Like for an
Yeah.
hour or?
An hour, 2 hours, just depending if what was
If
coming
what
up.
you were
Yeah,
preparing for.
Yeah.
And that was sort of a regular.
It was regular Friday night was choir
And then
practice
obviously
night.
take off time for the summer or whatever.
Mhm, mhm.
What, okay, so you, like yourself, in your case, what's your occupational career? What did you do? You went to school, finished high school,
I
then what?
finished grade 12. I took a year of secretarial, and my first 4 years were matriculation, and then I took the secretarial, and I started to work with the provincial government in the Department of Labor, and I worked there for 7 years, I believe, and then I got married and had children, so I didn't work, and since then, when I was working another job later on, I've gotten my certificate in admin. I had gotten that. So, and I was basically admin assistant or assistant to whoever. I worked for the Korpus secretary at the wheat pool, and the general hospital. I worked for the head of the medical, the surgeons, all the surgeons. I did all that type of work. It was more secretarial work, administrative. Yeah, that was my. Then we had businesses.
Well, yeah, I was
You
gonna
know,
say,
then we-
what year did you get married?
64.
I got married at 64.
Yeah.
And what was Raymond's, he took, like, what happened to him after high school?
Raymond, he went and took. He was a diesel mechanic. And then he started his own business, automatic transmission clinic, and he opened up 2 more shops. He opened quite a few different businesses. He had 3 tranny shops, and he had we had SkyWest Aviation out at the airport, an air charter business, and we had a car wash. He went into business with his Uncle Walter, had a car wash, and let's see, what else did we do? We had boat shops, Speed and Sport. We sold boats and trailers and speed equipment, stuff that you put cars to jack them up and stuff. We had that type of a business. Yeah. And ended with the aviation business. I think that's the one that we ended with. He ended with. Yeah.
At the very end.
Right.
What, where did he develop? Because he, obviously, at some point, he was directing the choir here and so on. Where did his musical background come from?
All of the Korpus children played musical instruments.
That was part of the family.
That was part of the family. All of the girls played piano. Raymond played violin. I'm not sure what Donnie. I know he ended up with guitar, but I'm not sure if he took lessons. I just don't recall.
So who's older, Ray?
Ray, yeah. And then Ray, and then Nan.
But for some reason, I thought that Ray had gone to university in the States or something.
He went for diesel mechanic.
Oh, he went
for diesel
and
mechanic.
where did he study diesel?
Would it be Peoria? Where would it be?
But
Yeah, he had gone to the States for it and taken it. He worked for, not Westinghouse, the road construction, no, not road construction. Did diesel mechanic work? Where did he work? I can't remember yours. Yeah, but yeah, that was basically, he was mechanical.
So that's
Yeah.
where he started all of his sort of
His-
automotive
yeah, that's right,
relationship
that's
and
right,
developed
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff. Okay, so when are your children born? You're married in 64?
64, Roman was born in 65. Audie was born in 66. Xenia, 69. And Zevin, 75.
So it was fairly close.
Yeah.
Fairly close together.
Yeah.
What, so how, okay, so how would you describe the transition as we're going through the years in the family relationship to the church?
Well, the children, when they were born, we had a rule in the house that when you're in the house, you speak Ukrainian, and when you're out in the street, you speak your English. So that went well until the other ones. The first 2 was good. Roman and Audie always spoke. And Xenia, she took her Ukrainian at the Basque. She got all her classes there. And then there was Ukrainian school, so they did speak Ukrainian. They played piano. All of them played piano. Zevin played violin. What else? But they were always involved with dancing and plays and
Still
the same type of community stuff was
and
still
I
happening.
suppose,
Shatena Kalai and all of that.
And altar boys.
Altar boys, they were always altar boys, yeah.
In the church as well.
Yeah, they went to Camp Trident. Well, the boys didn't go that much, but Xenia and Zevin went to Terezup for quite a few years. Loved it, just loved it, yeah. Yeah, so always involved. The Xenia and Roman and Audie went to Mohela for total immersion for summer. They did that. Yeah, so the Ukrainian was part of their life too, like it was,
Well, with Yiddish and Chechen, they'd have to.
they had to. They had to. That's right. Yeah.
Точно хватит,
Yeah,
as they say.
yeah, it was good.
What year did your father die?
91,
91.
when Ukraine became independent.
So that's when he.
Yeah, December 91. Shate Nikolai, he died.
How
December
old was he?
19. Daddy was, what was he, 89?
82. Yeah, well, no.
89, I think.
89. That's
Yeah.
like old age.
Yeah, he was good. Yeah,
Well, I remember. You know.
yeah. He was so happy when independence. That was great. He did. Him and him and my mom went to Ukraine for a visit in the 80s, and I wish I had gone with him. But at that time, he still couldn't get in. He had to sneak into the
The
Soho
village and all
to
that.
visit his
Yeah,
brother.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, he
But
still had a brother
He had a
there.
brother there. Yeah, he had a brother, and he visited him.
Separated.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
We never sort of clarified, but you said that his sister was already in Canada.
Yes.
How did that happen? She immigrated earlier.
She immigrated earlier with his brother Bill.
Oh, the two
Bill
of them.
and Varvara. And there were 3 sisters that came. 2 sisters and 1 brother that came. Yeah. Justena and Varvara and Vasil. And somehow they came. I don't know the history on that. Yeah. And they all farmed. Well, this
So
one
they would have
sister was
come how early? Like.
You know, if my dad was born 1902, was he the oldest or the youngest? I don't. Oh, he was the youngest.
He would have been the
He
youngest.
would have been the youngest.
So they must.
they would have 1898. They might have come.
That early? That much?
They
early?
might have. Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting. You know, because that's
Yeah. Yeah.
first spread.
Well, I'm thinking that's when my mom's parents came from Ukraine. So I'm not sure about Daddy's.
Yeah, because if he was born
Yeah.
in 02,
Right.
his brother might have been
Yeah. Yeah.
maybe in the 10s or
Exactly.
something.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Ciekawe.
Ciekawe
What
is right.
what else kind of stuff could we explore? What you wouldn't have been would have not experienced the war, you know, 'cause you were
No.
young,
Yeah.
quite young at that time.
Yeah.
But what about the relationship to the AUC here? Is there any relationship at all in the community to
Yeah.
the наши братья коммунисты?
Oh, that's an interesting topic, Yaroslav. My dad was quite knowledgeable on that. Actually, they were the ones that kind of rented our place after the co-op went. They
Oh, I
rented
see.
Birding, was his name Birding, the commie?
Yep.
Yeah. And one of the people that went to, should I say, the St. Michael's Church belonged, which was interesting. He was a strong member of that community, which was interesting. Because
Well,
basically they weren't church-going people, I don't think, were
well,
they?
normally they wouldn't.
Yeah, so one of them were. That's why when you said earlier, I thought, you know, now it's
Oh yeah, I mean it doesn't really matter. I mean, you know, because as you said, friendships were formed along
Yes.
Solov
I'm not sure if it was a friendship.
basis or business or.
Yeah, but it was interesting. But we always grew up knowing that they weren't
Part of our
part of our community, and they're still not.
There's not too much left of them.
There's
already.
not too much left, but there's still some. Yeah,
Well, then even then, I
apparently.
think
But
it's passed
but
over
it's
to.
it's changed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
So, but you know, yeah, it's what it was. It's you just kind of went to yours on Quebec Street and didn't do Toronto Street. You know, is what it was. Because they were on Toronto Street.
I assume that they must have had dances and everything else like everybody else.
They had everything. You know, they were really strong in a lot of the cultural stuff. Yeah.
Well, that's what they focused on.
Yeah,
Choirs,
they did. They
orchestras.
did. Yeah, very much. So yeah, you have to give credit for that. That's for sure. Yeah.
You're going to show us something.
Well, this is Daddy's. He's got church documents and pictures, but you know, see, there's our choir. I think here's Father Michael
Oh, is that it?
Zaleszczyk, and here's with a bunch. Here's Ferenciu. There's
Yeah,
Mr. Vasolowski.
That would have been the
Mr. Carolyn.
early 50s.
Yeah, and this is our choir. Okay, so this was taken in the church on Winnipeg Street in 1952, and this is the church choir. This is Patricia Korpus, my sister-in-law, Ollie Korpin, Mr. Kreptel, Mr. Korpin, Father Ferenciu, Mr. Melnick, Pani Korpin, Pani Mudri. That looks like Oline Patrick, but I'm not sure. That's me, Sonia Korpus, Jean Kucher, Rose Kalanick, Gladys Kalanick, Mrs. Kreptel, Sonia Oneshko, Yaremko, Natalie Yaremko, Eunice, I don't remember her last name, Adele Pauliu, yeah, Pani Lapchuk, Zbitnuk, what's her name? The girl, Bill Zbitnuk's sister. And there's Kreptel's daughter Yvonne, Raymond's mom, Mrs. Korpus, Murray Laseko, Mr. Oneshko, there's Alec Patrick, there's Paul Simbalyuk, brother-in-law, Mr. Mudri, there's Ihor Koshowski, Bill Zbitnuk, Mr. Karolak, and Nikki Bachkowski. So you can see it's taken in the old church.
The old church, yes.
On Winnipeg Street, yeah. And this one, I'm not sure who, there's Father Ferenciu and Mr. Vasilowski. Mr. Vasilowski was a barber. And he'd walk by our store and he'd stop in after work every day and buy a bag of potato chips, crumble them up, and he'd say, "Sweetheart, how are you?" And we'd laugh and away he'd go. He was a bachelor all his life. He was great. Just these people all had these characters, eh?
Yeah.
You know, I'm not sure what this is. But this is Daddy's book on the church, and here's probably the executive.
That's probably a TUS National or something, because that includes...
I think, would that be?
Korpus, Halak, Svenarchuk, your dad, Father... what's his name? Father... Who's the father here? Moroz?
That's... Wait, which one?
At the end, there's a father.
Oh, that's Moroz. I'm sorry, I was looking, they're different pictures. Yeah, I think...
No, there's just...
No, Ed Kloppachuk's down here instead.
Yeah, they changed
Oh, they
seats.
switched, okay. Okay.
So
And picture of the church. And so Daddy this is what my dad, he had an office at home. All he did was this. So there's something attached. Hupka. That's Hupka Moshe. Or is that, this is Hupka. Is that the same one? I don't know yours.
No, that's Moroz.
No, that's Moroz. Hupka.
Yeah, that's Hupka. It's more recent.
Yeah.
But Father Opanyuk would have been...
Opanyuk, that's who that is.
Yeah, 1980.
And he was here too. He had two children. This, I think, I probably stripped some stuff from here. Who knows? But here's some of the. Here's Pamyatka, 1959.
Oh yeah, visit.
So dinners. What is it?
Let's say Jubilei, 35th anniversary of the church.
There you go. Yeah.
Oh, this is wonderful. This is great.
Oh, there's Mr. Straczynski. He was one of the first members. Paul Straczynski's dad. They lived on Quebec Street. So there's people in here, Korpin, Straczynski's, Pani Opanyuk, my mom and dad. Korpin's, who else is in here? And some were getting awards. Yeah, it's the Jubilee, but this would have been taken, there's, is that Mrs. Marchik? It looks like her, yeah, Mr. and Mrs. March. A lot of the original parishioners, this would have been at the old Quebec Street Hall, 1817.
Yeah, and this would have been 59 before the new church here.
That's right, that's right. And there's Mr. Karolak talking. Here's the dinners, how they all line up on your Korpin. There we are. Well, there's a lot. There's the choir. Krepto was the director. Here we're all standing. Yeah, there's Pani Yuzek. Lozowchuk, he was Reverend Lozowchuk. There's Victor Boychuk and his family. And this one here, that's, he married this Skodobach girl from Seston, what's his name? Pilipo. And I think that's her mom. It looks like.
Could be.
Sonia Pilipo's mom. Yeah. So they go on and on. Here's the men obviously were
doing the stuff
serving that day.
Yeah.
There's Mr. Husik. He was a good cook. Harry Mandrick, Mr. Mute. Kripto, there's Malnick. Oh, they're doing good. Yeah, the men were serving.
So this would have been the late 60s.
59.
Yes, I was going to say late, early 60s.
Yeah, and here's the old curtain with all the advertising.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah. There's Mrs. Watrick. She's my favorite. She taught me to write Ukrainian Easter eggs. And this is You could probably, what's this, Yaroslav?
That's a pamyatka
Pamyatka,
for
1960.
That's probably the church opening.
Sariki
Is that a
church.
visiting?
Zakichenia.
What does that say?
Торжество. Посвячення.
Oh, with the blessing of
Kamenia.
the stone.
Kamenia.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Daddy just kept anything that was in the paper, but had the word Ukrainian in it, he did it. But this, here's again the church. There's me.
This would have been more recent than.
Oh, this would have been the opening. Would it have been the opening of the church? See, all the kids are small. And I'm pretty young.
Mm.
But the cornerstone is in already, so maybe not. Did he have anything on the back? I'll tell you, him and his tape.
No,
Oh, studios, but there's no date.
no date. Sure.
Oh, here's David Supionik. Here's the men again.
Yeah.
Bishop. Is that
Oh, Ilarion.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's the one that we
Yeah.
have up there.
yeah, and here,
Same thing, right?
all the altar boys. There's Otachkichuk.
So this would have been already early 60s.
Nothing on the walls yet. The building,
Yeah.
it's all new, eh?
Yeah.
See, he would write. He'd write on anything. Napkins, whatever. He'd come home with his notes. There we are. Here we are.
It must have been a blessing or something. 1961.
Yeah. Assisted by Reverend Kichuk and Reverend Coalition, yeah. Yeah. Look at that. Look at the cars. That's awesome. I don't know who that is.
That's the Ilarion.
Is that Ilarion?
I'm
It
pretty
looks so
sure.
different.
But just his format.
Yeah. Shona Pesno, okay.
That's
Ilariona,
Boresa.
Yeah,
Boresa's
Boresa.
visitation. Ilarion
1964.
and yeah, with both of them. Eh?
Yeah.
Ilarion and
Yeah,
Ilarion must have been getting pretty old by then.
yeah.
And that's an
And
article.
there's the article there's the iconostas, everything on it. 1981 something.
More recent already.
There was one picture, maybe it's the other book with Raymond directing the choir. I don't have many pictures or I would have to go and look, I just haven't had the chance to.
This looks like minutes or something. 73. Oh, this is on the Rybalka story.
Oh, is it? Okay,
Moiz Owahev from 1973. Yeah, that's
That would be
good. This is
interesting.
good historical
that
stuff.
would be interesting.
We'll have to attend to it at a later date.
Yeah. So are we running out of time?
No.
The only reason I was gonna pull it out, I think it's the one that has, with Raymond directing the choir. And if you, there's the iconostas again. Oh, here we are. What's that?
Yeah, that's Ilarion.
Is that Ilarion?
Yeah, that's Ilarion.
I guess it is. He looks so small there.
Yeah, he actually wasn't that
But
tall.
Daddy used every piece of paper he could find, oh, this is interesting here.
This is the choir too. So.
Yes, that's old. Well, I couldn't read what he had at the bottom. Elan, it's something V. I couldn't read it.
Ти може письмо читаєш краще.
Члени
Oh,
співу. Члени
Спів, о.
співу.
oh.
Просто
okay.
тут написано
That makes sense,
ще. Це якого року фотографія?
yeah. Нема.
Члени співу, але чогось з м'яким знаком
Yeah.
співу.
Yeah, I know. '35th anniversary of the parish minister.
This is also here
Up in
because
the-
you can tell by the stage drop curtain.
Yes.
So this would have been Uno then, or else at Quebec.
Uno didn't have the stuff Quebec had.
So this is Quebec.
Oh, but this is different. This is different. This is different. Quebec are all small ones.
Huh.
We should have it someplace. Yeah. I don't know. What's the time?
Oh, we're
The
okay.
Korpus in here. And these two are interesting. They look like brothers.
Mhm.
They look like Charlie Chaplin.
Who knows?
You know? But there were a lot of people that traveled through, and we come, and there's Mr. Fidushkin, Mr. Boyachuk,
Oh, so they're part of, that's part
Mr.
of the.
Holopatz. This is Una, I think.
Mhm. Well, yeah, for that many men, you'd probably
Yeah.
have to.
Yeah. And let's see what else. See, Daddy would always mark down number, I don't know, the money from, he was always collecting for something. He'd do that.
Oh, this is good historical material.
1924,
This is probably.
Ship and You,
This
Review.
this is the meeting of the formation of the Armada.
That could be.
Well, this is excellent.
Explore
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is excellent material. I mean, that's the kind of stuff that you know, set up a proper display.
You know the story in our church bell. I've got a
uh,
whole, I've got to find, I haven't found it. The,
I know it used to be a fire bell for
It
the
was
city.
the original fire,
bell
yeah.
of the city.
And when I worked for the government, Dr. Satir worked in, next to me, and he did a whole thing on it, a whole
Really?
study on it. Yeah, and he had me type it, so I've got a copy of it someplace.
Hmm.
All the history on the old church bell. We never ring it anymore, do we?
Well, I don't
Because
think,
of the,
I don't know.
I remember in the old church, somebody always had to come up
I
and
don't
ring
know
it.
whether even we use the new ones in front or not.
I don't know.
Because I
On
haven't heard it for a
Sunday,
long
did
time.
I hear some on Sunday? I'm thinking, did I hear bells on Sunday?
Yeah.
I loved when you come to church and the bell was always welcoming
Yeah,
people.
yeah,
I thought that was so cool. Oh, here's Raymond directing. Here's the choir, like Sam. Oh,
This is what? This would have been
uh,
70s already.
I think so. I'm not in there, so I didn't come up when we had the kids. But there's Raymond and,
Yeah, some of these I can't even, I don't even recognize half of the people.
see Mrs., that looks like Mrs. Lozatsky. Auntie Adela. Mrs. Oneshko. Mrs. Batron. You remember Mrs.
Yeah,
Batron?
but then, yeah.
She moved to the coach, her husband, Lena, I can't remember, I'd have to.